Has farting ever ruined your life? In high school, no girl wanted to go near me, or Tooting Tim as I was called. For context, I wasn't ugly, just gassy as heck. I got the name when one of my farts were so bad that the teacher thought there was a gas leak, and cleared out the entire class. Since then, I've always wondered what a woman's embrace feels like, what it would smell like. So now that I was starting college, I had to prove to myself I could be that guy. I read up on all the male manipulator books like the 48 Laws of Power, and it paid off quick. I ended up not only joining a frat house, but also got super close with the most popular guys in it. Nothing was going to come between me and the females. I would be one of the first to know about any event, including the secret competition between the frat boys and sorority girls. Basically, whoever had bedroom parties with the most foreigners won, and I already knew that crown had to be mine. We all started joking about it, saying we'd ditch the girls and all just kiss each other instead. Well, one thing led to another, and then came the topic of body count. When someone asked for mine, I lied and said 32, assuming theirs would be super high. Come to find out, they all only had around 13 each. They then started their interrogation. How did you do it? And bro, what's your secret? I kept going and told them I'd slept with models, turned lesbian straight, had 6-person bedroom parties and made them all finish. That's when the threats began. They told me if I didn't show them the method I would get kicked out of the frat house. So I told them to watch and learn at the next party. They dapped me up and I felt fear growing in the pit of my stomach. But I knew I had a chance since I was from the Dominican Republic. So I called my brother for help, and he told me about these round 2 strips that were supposed to make lasting super long a breeze. I figured I also needed something to practice on, and gave in to getting a lovemaking doll. Every single night I'd pound the doll into oblivion. We tried almost 100 different positions altogether, and I even started spooning her at night. All for practice, of course. And a few weeks later, when I walked into the next party, I felt pretty confident in my abilities. After a while, a girl actually came up to me to start a conversation. She asked if I was in the foreigner competition, and I just looked at her lips and smiled. She blushed and I could practically see her other lips clenching underneath her skirt. We walked into the bedroom and I immediately went at it, practicing everything I'd learned. The lights were off, but I could feel her wrinkling my hot dog with moisture. The feeling of it all had me truly seeing the gates of heaven. But I knew the round 2 strips were kicking in because I was somehow still going. And fellas, if you've ever made a lady finish before, then you know how I felt in the following minutes. When all was said and done, she smiled and I could see her texting into the girls' group chat about how happy she was that I'd actually made her finish. I was so exhausted from how long it lasted that I was sure I was done for the night. But my hot dog had other plans and ended up following this routine on another chick that night, and let's just say, thanks to the round 2 strips, they both left the bedroom smiling. I finally felt like a man. Me and the guys had a talk the next morning about how it all went down, and their mouths are probably still wide open from shock to this day. And my former high school self was shocked too. After all, I had been dreaming about this moment for years and it had finally come true. The next few parties all went pretty similarly, and that pretty much set the tone for the rest of my college life. Boys started coming to me for girl advice, and I couldn't have been more proud of how far I'd come. No pun intended. Update: a lot of guys are asking for the method. I see you guys lack comprehension and reading skills. The method is to buy round 2 strips and use them.